Lights out, it's a brilliant start. Jamie Chadwick's off the circuit.
She's on the inside, so she'll make it stick on the brakes.
Oh, Jamie Chadwick wins.
She's got confidence.
Jamie Chadwick has taken the lead. She pulls away as
And she's gone for it.
Chadwick's just made a little mistake there, though.
Absolutely brilliant racing. That's how you do it. We've got Jamie Chadwick in running third on track behind Naomi Schiff. So 3 experienced racers there have gone out first to really try and lay down the gauntlet. So drivers just trying to get a feel for where the car is. You can see there lock up from Jamie as she rides into the hairpin in the infield here in turn 13, working the wheel. Look how tricky the conditions are.
A little bit of pressure from Bijtske-Visser behind. You probably heard you went fastest. Bijtske-Visser is now fastest, and now Jamie Chadwick has set the fastest lap around this circuit.
Yeah.
Alice Powell moves up to 4th. Jamie Chadwick is set another fastest lap around this circuit.
Very impressive times here. She just improved to 59.8. But Jamie Chadwick has just improved her time further to a 59.2, and Jamie has just owned this racetrack so far through free practice, and she's doing exactly the same here in qualifying.
Congratulations, Jamie. You're on pole for the first ever race of the W Series. How was it out there?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, it was good. It was obviously not too dissimilar to yesterday in terms of obviously the wet conditions, but a lot colder today, and we were out on new wets, so slippy initially. Had to manage that a little bit, but as the track and the tyres started to come, I was able to push on a bit more, and yeah, good session.
Jamie Chadwick, pole position, history right here as we wait for those historic lights to go out. Lights out, Jamie Chadwick is away. It's a brilliant start from Jamie Chadwick. Really bad start from Fabian Volvend, who's falling back further and further as we look into the first corner. Jamie Chadwick into the first corner, leads this race in Hockenheim.
Yeah, well, it was clean into the first corner. As you said, Fabian Volvend not making a good start. Too much wheel spin. And you can see that is absolute magic situation for Jamie Chadwick. She's got some fresh air between her and her competitors as they go on to the long back straight down into the hairpin at 6. Jamie Chadwick's gone wide.
Jamie Chadwick's off the circuit. She's off the circuit, and she's lost the lead of the race as we're looking at two other cars. There's contact that Jamie Chadwick went wide at the hairpin, and for now is not leading the race.
Look at the lead she had getting down into the corner, first of all. And then on the brake, she locks up entirely the front axle. Now let's look for this contact in the middle of the pack. Oh, T-boned. Megan Gilch T-boned down the inside.
The safety car will peel away and they'll make their way around the final corner. And we're racing again in Hockenheim. Sarah Moore getting away from the line pretty fine. But Jamie Chadwick is chasing her into turn 1 and not quite close enough to make any sort of move there. But she's going to be looking for any mistake coming into this. As she's looking up the inside of the circuit, but I'm not sure she's going to grab it. Is she going to grab it? I don't know. They're side by side. She's locked up again.
Yep, and she's gone wide, but Sarah Moore went wide at turn 1, and that created the opportunity for Jamie Chadwick.
15 minutes left on the clock. It is Jamie Chadwick who is leading around Hockenheim. Ted, you've got an update on Alice Powell.
Yeah, but as Chadwick crosses the line, Claire, coming under increasing pressure from Alice Powell, the experience of Powell starting to show now. She was disappointed with her performance in qualifying, went off towards the end of qualifying, but I tell you, Jamie Chadwick has not got this race her own way. Powell has cut the lead now by 0.2 of a second to 0.6 of a second. Powell on a charge.
Jamie Chadwick comes past our commentary box now, and she is under increasing pressure from Alice Powell. Ever so close coming past the start-finish line. I don't think this battle's over.
Not at all, and we see there that Alice Powell has gone purple in the first 2 sectors. She hasn't actually gone fastest overall. That's Marta Garcia who's closing the gap down to them as well. So we look like we've got a good 3-way battle here for the lead of this race.
So Jamie Chadwick trying to keep her cool at the moment. Clock has now clicked down to 0.
This is all in now. If you were at the casino with 1 lap to go after this, then Jamie Chadwick, I think, can breathe. She's got 1.6 second lead last time around, and she'll know where the car is right now in terms of overall performance.
The checkered flag is out, and Jamie Chadwick wins the first W Series race. With it, she goes top of the standings, and what a fantastic race from her. She started pole position, and she's taken a win.
Thanks, guys. That was good. And here she is, the winner of the first ever W Series race. Jamie, I know that was the aim. You started on pole, you made a great start. You didn't after that make it that easy for yourself.
No, I really didn't. I think we might have had a gearbox issue in that. So yeah, it wasn't fun at all for me. I was just trying to hang in there, but the braking zones are really hard to get it down the box. So just a bit of a relief more than anything else.
Oh, and a mistake there. I've just seen a mistake there from Jamie Chadwick, locking up and running across the chicane. So hopefully she hasn't flat spotted that tyre.
Visser is in the pit lane, so she's out of the car. So she believes her 1:28.7 is enough for pole position.
That is confidence, isn't it?
That is confident, with 5 minutes left on the clock. Lots of the cars are coming in now. Ted, have you got an update? Is this over? Is it Visser out, as Chadwick has just set the fastest time of a 1:28.6 and gone off the circuit a little bit and hit the gravel? It looks like Jamie Chadwick has taken another pole position ahead of the Zolder race this afternoon.
Yeah, I think that was a good session, and very good to see that although Jamie Chadwick has taken pole position again following our Hockenheim pole, it was not easy, and a 10th separates the two front runners, so this should be a good race.
Final car is lining up behind. It's not quite Sarah Bovey. Sabra Cook. Sarah Bovey then makes
looks
her
like
way
actually,
in now.
yeah, they've stopped out of position. So very slow, and the green flag being waved before the last car lined up, and you can see there's an issue with that car.
There is an issue. Not sure exactly what happened to Sarah Bovey at the back there, but we saw plumes of smoke coming out the back of her engine.
Yeah, well, we'll find out in time what technical issue, but this is a dream start for Visser. That's exactly what she needed to do, and this is going to be a difficult race now for Jamie Chadwick. This circuit is difficult to overtake. Let's just see if we stay with the start to see exactly what went on with Jamie Chadwick. You could see her desk there in the background made a great start, and well, Visser managed to convert what is the cleaner side of the circuit. Actually, I'm a little bit surprised that pole was on the left. You can see some cement dust from previous running. Safety car is going to come in this lap, so a very short run, and then we saw a perfect execution in Hockenheim of how to restart a race from Jamie Chadwick, only to make a mistake thereafter. So let's see what Visser can do.
The green flag is waving, and they go past the start-finish straight, and she's pulled off pretty well, actually.
You know, Jamie Chadwick won the first race. She was in pole position at both the opening races, so you would imagine that she'll be able to keep the pressure on Visser. But right now, Visser looks like she's kept something up her sleeve and is just extending that lead.
Half a second as well in one lap. There we go, is the breakdown there, DC.
Yep, that's impressive as she finds, sort of finds her race car on any given day. When we heard from her ahead of the race saying that warmer conditions, that has an effect, of course, on the balance. So maybe that's the issue that Jamie Chadwick has right now. In these warmer conditions, her car balance just isn't to her liking.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alice Powell is putting the pressure on Jamie Chadwick, going round the outside, looking to take second place, not quite close enough, seeing if she can get the undercut coming into, and
contact.
They touched. Oh, they're going side by side as they're trying to...
She's on the right line, though, for the next corner. She's on the inside, so she'll make it stick on the brakes.
Oh, she's got her, she's got her. She took her on the undercut. Oh, so ever so close to the back of Alice Powell. Jamie Chadwick's going to try around the outside of turn one, and they might touch. Oh, they can't touch. Jamie Chadwick goes wide.
She'll get it into turn two.
Looks like she will. Alice Powell's going to have to give that one up, I'm afraid. She goes a little bit wide into turn two.
Yeah, well, that was good recovery from Jamie. She's got confidence.
Visser takes the win in Zolder. She said she wanted to beat Jamie Chadwick, and she's done it. Visser wins around Zolder.
Great win there for Visser, and a clear indication of Jamie Chadwick. She's got a battle for this championship.
Chadwick's pretty quick in first and second sector. She's on a new set of tyres at the moment. It's not necessarily going to be Volvo speed, but it is going to propel her a little bit further up than 7th, where she is at the moment.
She moves from 7th to 2nd. Still not quite enough. So close, though. Jamie Chadwick, pole position Hockenheim, pole position in Zolder. But it looks like it's Fabian Volvent who's taken pole position ahead of Mazzano this afternoon. Jamie Jamie Chadwick has taken the lead into turn 1, and there's a huge crash there for one of the cars. We'll come back to that in just a moment, but it is Jamie Chadwick who is leading. I think that might have been Fabian Volvend, as Bijtske Visser is in second place with Jamie Chadwick leading. Bijtske Visser now starting to put the pressure on Jamie Chadwick, seeing if she can go around the inside there. Into the third sector of this, and she's looking at like the temperature starting to come into the tyres now, isn't she?
Yeah, Chadwick's just made a little mistake there though, as she's run a little bit wide at the hairpin. That's allowed Visser to get closer. She can't overtake into the final corner, but she's just putting the pressure on Chadwick right now. This is at the point, exactly as you said, where tyres are up to temperature and they're starting to lose a little bit of grip. But Chadwick has just done the fastest lap of the race so far, just pulled another couple of tenths away from Visser. She's given herself a little bit more breathing space. Visser now is putting the pressure onto Chadwick coming down into the first corner. Got a real run on it. It looks like Visser is needing to try to get past right now. She's just sticking her nose in, making sure that Chadwick stays very, very honest.
The championship is definitely hotting up now between Jamie Chadwick and Bijtske Visser. Are we going to see this battle continue until the end of the season? I very much think so.
Visser does get past Chadwick. That will mean that Visser is in the lead of the championship as well. However, if she doesn't, it will mean she'll drop back further from Jamie Chadwick. The difference at this moment in time is 6 points between these two drivers, first and second in the championship. Visser makes a mistake, locks up the left front going into the corner, drops a little bit behind, but not too much. This is the penultimate lap, Claire, so Visser has definitely got to get a move on. She's got to catch right up in Chadwick on this lap if she's going to have any chance of victory.
And then up to 16, and let's see if we can see the checkered flag out already. Is Jamie Chadwick going to get this win? I think she is. She's had to work for it, but she becomes the first double winner of the W Series. She extends her lead at the top of the championship, and she has Bijtske Visser not far behind. She was fast off the line, and she wins in Misano. Jamie Chadwick, the championship leader, extends her lead. Good start from Garcia. Chadwick is quite slow off the line, and actually we're looking at Alice Powell just at the back, but she's not made up any positions. Marta Garcia is making her way, and she's pulled away in the front actually, coming into turn 1, and Jamie Chadwick slightly getting squeezed there. Jamie Chadwick has lost position, and importantly, she's lost it to Bijtske Visser, who is the championship contender.
Okay, so gap behind still a second, so just keep looking forward, don't look in your mirrors.
You heard eyes forward there. We also heard it being said to Jamie Chadwick at the last race in Misano when she was fighting with Visser for the race victory. And the reason is that the engineers are also swapped, as well as the cars, each particular weekend, as now Visser's got the fastest lap of the race in a 51.182. That's 0.2 of a second quicker than Chadwick on the last lap.
Jamie Chadwick just seems to be locked in the same kind of lap times as Bijtske Visser, not able to close on the Dutch driver ahead of her. So I'd never say that Jamie Chadwick is just thinking of the championship and just playing the long game, but certainly she's making no impact now on Visser ahead of her.
So this is going to be, I think this is a penultimate lap, so she's going to have to do it, I would think, into turn 1 or turn 4. She's going to have 2 opportunities into turn 4, so she came through the S's turn 2 and 3. Now she's got to run down, and you see Visser looking into her mirror on the right hand side. So where is Chadwick? This is an opportunity here into the braking area, but she's too far behind, and she'll try and line her up, I think, for that place on the final lap. She's getting the run through this chicane to now run down. This is her final opportunity in the slipstream and do the overtake down into the last corner, the corner that Garcia, the race leader, is at now. But it's this battle behind us that we're looking at. Is Chadwick going to have a look at it? Is she going to do it?
Chadwick's not going to be close enough, but all eyes are on the front now. The young Spaniard, Marta Garcia, is going to take the win in W Series. Bijtske Visser, who gets second place. Jamie Chadwick, the championship leader, comes across the line in third. The stage is set for the penultimate W Series race of the season, round 5, and we've come to the famous Assen TT circuit in the Netherlands. Jamie Chadwick can win this championship, but would mean a bad day in the office for the home hero, local hero as well, Bijtske Visser.
Yeah, as they start their warm-up lap, we're predicting heavy rain as we had earlier on in the day, but it's amazing how the suns came out and dried up the whole circuit, and so it's going to be a very, very different race, especially as Alice Powell was saying earlier on. Her and the pole sitter Emma Kymäläinen Kimalainen have got nothing to lose. Behind, though, they've got a championship battle to take out, and so therefore I think we're going to see a very different dynamic between the first two rows of the grid.
Jamie Chadwick heads into this race leading the standings by 10 points, and she wins this, and driver alongside her, Beitske Visser, finishes 5th or lower. Chadwick will win the title today. Emma Kimalainen is on pole position, and it's a bad start for Emma Kimalainen. It's a brilliant start by Jamie Chadwick. Alice Powell looking to see if she can make it work into turn 1, but actually not sure she has. Jamie Chadwick's gone up to 3rd place. Alice Powell looking to see if she can get the lead of the race, and she has taken the lead into turn 2, and actually we're seeing Emma Kimalainen go further back, and there's a crash at the back, but it is Alice Powell who leads this race. These two white cars are the cars you need to keep an eye on for now. Jamie Chadwick leads the championship. Beitske Visser is closing in. The home hero is seeing if she can get past the championship leader and get some extra points.
I think this is really going to be the battle, because the one thing about Visser was when she overtook Wood before, it was extremely decisive in a part of the circuit that I honestly didn't expect, and so she can take by surprise. She now knows she can do it once. She's been able to catch very quickly up to Jamie Chadwick. Chadwick looks to be struggling generally, I would say, with the grip, because she's dropped a long way behind Powell and Kimalainen. She's now 4.6 seconds off Powell, but her view now is looking in the mirrors, what is going to happen behind her with Visser. Beitske Visser is right on the back of Chadwick, and Visser will need to do something very similar just to try to harry Chadwick into a mistake. Chadwick, though, doesn't make many mistakes, is what I've seen this season so far. Kimalainen now over 1.2 seconds away from Alice Powell, so she's basically ran off into the distance, and this is the battle that I'm really interested in. Chadwick Visser, not just for the final place on the podium, but how that will interact with the championship, and then it'll bring it into a very different dynamic when we go to Brands Hatch in a few weeks' time.
So Jamie Chadwick must win if Visser stays in 4th. That's how it works. That's how she can win the championship.
Visser needs to really get on the attack, or it's going to be a much easier run into the flag in Brands Hatch for Jamie Chadwick, that's sitting there in 3rd. Chadwick struggled a little bit with pace generally around about this circuit. She felt she had enough for qualifying over the 1 lap, but certainly over the race performance, then it hasn't been quite as strong as we saw in other events. But Visser is just not in a position, as Chadwick got a little bit of a wobble on coming through the left-hander. That's 150 miles per hour left-hander. Fastest corner of the season, not just on this circuit. It's allowed Visser another attack, and it gives a positive feeling and momentum. When you see the person ahead of you, you're fighting for the podium and also the championship, makes a mistake, you know, right, oh, I've got another chance here. And Visser is on the back of Chadwick as we're now coming into the final parts of this race. Now Visser's made a mistake. She locked up the left front into the hairpin at turn 5, and that's just given a little bit of breathing space for Chadwick.
Emma Kimalainen becomes the 4th different winner in W Series. She hasn't raced half the season, but she'll take that win. Alice Powell is going to be on the podium as well. She takes 2nd place. Jamie Chadwick extends her lead from Beitske Visser by 13 points. The championship is going to go to Brands Hatch. Jamie Chadwick has set a fastest first sector.
A massive first sector, 3/10 quicker than Powell in pole at the moment.
Personal best as well into the 2nd sector. She's into the final part of the circuit now. She's heading down clearways past the Clark curve. Comes around the final bend at Brands Hatch, her home circuit. Can she put it on pole position? Can she win the championship from the front? Let's see what she can do here. She sets the fastest time of a 1:22.8. Provisional pole position for the driver that's leading the championship at the moment by 200ths of a second.
It's incredibly close, but that is a big statement from Jamie Chadwick. She's been finding her feet during this session, building up, and then delivering when it counts.
A quick sprint from 11th down to pole position. Jamie Chadwick is the driver at the front. There's a lot of drivers round about you going for very different things. You've got a championship, but some are just looking for a top 12 finish.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think I've just got to focus on my own race here. Obviously, I've got the best spot on the grid, so hopefully we can translate that. And yeah, I think the focus is the championship, but I really want to win this race.
So that is your championship leader. 13 points is what separates her from Beitske Visser. She will slot into her grid position. Very important here to get a good start. The final race of the season. Can Jamie Chadwick become the first W Series winner ever? Lights go out and we're racing, and it's a great start from Jamie Chadwick. There is a staller there as well. Alice Powell's unable to see if she can get round into Paddock Hill. She's trying to see if she can, but no, Jamie Chadwick has got the clean exit into the first corner of Druids, and Alice Powell is nowhere near. There is a staller on the grid, but let's stay with the action as Jamie Chadwick comes round Druids and is in the lead of the final ever W Series race of the season. Alice Powell is visibly closer as she pulls away. Actually,
and she's gone for it.
She's moving. She's looking to see if she can do it. And no, Jamie Chadwick takes it back and pushes her off the circuit. Oh, that is not what Jamie Chadwick needs. She needs to give it over. Surely Alice Powell is through, and then Kimmerlinen's coming through too. They need to not touch. Jamie Chadwick needs to finish on the podium. They come into the Graham Hill bend, and she's had to give it up. Alice Powell leads now from Kimmerlinen, from Jamie Chadwick, who's now under pressure from Beitske Visser, the only other person that can take the championship away from her.
Absolutely brilliant racing. That's how you do it. Clean, hard, fair. Chadwick had to, once that door was opened by Powell forcefully into Paddock Hill, she then had to give up that place to Kimmerlinen at Druids. And then Visser, well, she tried hard, but unfortunately for her, the next corner was a right-hander. That gave Chadwick the advantage. But we now know, and Visser knows, Chadwick's vulnerable. She's not taking any risks. Visser now 1-2 in the championship, running 3rd and 4th, and she's going to have to try and create that opportunity. Absolute credit to Jamie Chadwick. She didn't just, jump out of the way. She fought it hard all the way to Druids. Unfortunately for her, when Powell had that car up the inside, Kimmerlinen just followed her. Look at this brilliant move from Alice Powell, throwing the car on the brakes up the inside. And I just think there's less experienced drivers, more experienced drivers than this who would have got that completely wrong. But this was class racing. And look at Kimmerlinen. You mentioned she hadn't raced for 10 years. Well, her racing instinct is strong, and she was on the back of Alice Powell's gearbox and created that opportunity. She's
Visser
under pressure now.
She's coming up the inside.
Oh, and she squeezes Visser off the track, sorry.
Defending hard, but Visser's going to get a nose through, and she's past Jamie Chadwick.
I'm just mesmerised with the quality of the racing here. And now Chadwick, does she have a problem? Because she's under pressure from all ends. There's nothing visible that would suggest she has an issue, but she's definitely just not able to sort of maintain pace in the way she was earlier. And that was brilliant racing from Visser to open up that opportunity.
So as it stands, Jamie Chadwick would win by 10 points, but Beitske Visser would be the one on the podium. Final lap then, as it stands, Jamie Chadwick would be champion in W Series, but it would be Alice Powell who takes her first win in the championship. She's going to cross the line. Here she is, our W Series champion. The home hero makes it stick, and she becomes the first ever W Series champion.
Well, she made hard work of it, Claire, but she did it. She did it. She won the first ever W Series championship. And, well, I look forward to finding out what was going through her mind in that race, because from leading to then being overtaken and finding herself under pressure from the 5th place runner. But there you go, the waves, the delight, the relief, I think, for Chadwick in getting this race away.
A quick word, wow. You've been on the podium at every race so far this season. This is the first race all season you haven't been on the podium, but you've made it, you've done it. You're the W Series champion.
Yeah, mixed emotions, to be honest. Christ, I just can't take that all in. Yeah.
How tense was that?
Just the worst 30 minutes of my life, honestly. Well done, good move.
Well done, dude. Well done.